Right, welcome back. Let's take a look at those trending topics now. First up, hashtag cancel Discovery. So there was a story yesterday about a Discovery Health member who apparently died in KZN, and this after it seems the medical aid funds had run out, and her doctor was no longer paid and would not treat her, and she died as a result. And people en masse took to Twitter to say, okay, if Discovery is going to be this inhumane in their treatment of their members, then you should cancel your Discovery subscription.
Goodness me. Yeah, that was it really is a sad situation. I'll just open it up. It was in KwaZulu-Natal. It's an article that came out, and it says KZN mom dies after Discovery Health stops paying doctor for dialysis treatment. And the family of this northern KwaZulu-Natal woman who collapsed and died after seeking legal advice about pursuing a civil claim against the medical aid. And people really upset about this, the fact that, you know, you pay your medical aid all the time, and then when it comes to the crunch, you don't get the funds, and then they just pull the plug on you, literally, and leave you to die. And this was this is what the whole debacle is all about.
But you see, sometimes, you know, as a nation, we really need to wake up. We need to have our wits about us, because the thing that came to mind for me when I read this story yesterday, firstly, it's absolutely tragic, and, you know, it really just leaves a poor taste in the mouth. But this sort of thing happens routinely. It happens on a daily basis, where people go into private hospitals, for example, their medical aid runs out, and they are just left, and then they move on to the public sector hospitals. This happens every day.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to all of us. When you think you're covered, you think that you're going to be okay, and then literally you get to the end of February, and you've eaten away at your medical savings account, and then suddenly you have to pay for it, and then you get into hospital, certain procedures aren't paid, and doctors are charging 3-4 times the price of the medical aid rates. I mean, it is really something we have no idea, and they make it difficult to understand.
Yeah.
I really think that medical aids go out of their way to make it almost impossible to understand what you're actually paying for.
I think I'm a medical aid scheme's absolute dream. I never exhaust anything, nothing.
Good.
Touch wood.
Touch that wood.
I never exhaust anything. I'm forever just going from day to, you know.
That's wonderful.
But then you have it for in case.
I know. It's one of the, almost like a grudge purchase every month.
It is a grudge purchase.
I never use this
All
thing.
insurance is a grudge purchase.
When you need it most, you don't have it. So that's the problem.
Depressing.
Park it there, because I don't want you to speak more about that. We don't want to talk about the medical aid. Capitec. People complaining that it's not as cheap as they say. What's the story?
Bank charges.
Bank charges. Is that what people were having?
People complaining about the bank charges, because apparently Capitec was supposed to be cheaper than anyone else, and now people are saying no, not the case at all. So the complaint is about bank charges at Capitec.
Okay, all right. So that's what they're saying. Is it just is a lot more than anyone ever knew. And now suddenly everybody's talking about that. Okay, so Capitec, another trending topic. And then the next one, let's have a look. Zweli. So, you know, this is a confusing one, because as much as it is about our health minister, it's also about it's a soapy as well. Soapy,
but I think a lot of it is, of course, about the minister and that announcement yesterday. With Aspen and J&J. And a lot of questions being asked, as we're asking in our question of the day as well, about what is really going on here? What are we not being told? Because we were told there was going to be a batch of 20 million doses of a vaccine and another 30 million. So we are waiting all of that, and the next phase to start on the 17th of May of our vaccine rollout program. And then yesterday, the minister drops this bombshell in Parliament that J&J now wants a letter from the Department of Trade and Industry acknowledging their investment into Aspen.
Local
now,
Aspen.
What is that about? What does that mean? Why is J&J, why do they want that particular letter so desperately? What are we not being told? And I think the long and short of it is there needs to be more disclosure around what is going on with the vaccine purchases, because we don't know. There's just too many unknowns, and people are lamenting the fact that this is being, clouded by this whole non-disclosure agreements that are being signed. But I think we need to know more about what's actually going on, because when the minister said to us, when that announcement was made about the number of doses that this country has purchased, on what basis did you make that? If indeed now you're having difficulty with the manufacturers, what's going on?
Yeah. None of us know what's going on. Honestly, no one knows what's going on. It's absolutely confusing right now. But all I can say is we are still absolutely nowhere. Not a single vaccine has been given in this country. All right, Tokyo, that's the Olympics. It's 100 days until the Olympic Games kick off. I must say, I'm really excited about watching this. And I think they're going to take on a very different tone this year. We've been told that if they do, in fact, go ahead. But everybody's saying they are happening. It is going to happen. No supporters will be allowed, international supporters at all, into the country. Just the athletes will be participating in their respective sports. They unveiled the mascots that will be there for the 2020 Olympics. So, I mean, it's just a fabulous event to watch. It really is. But we heard yesterday that, even Team South Africa, it's been very difficult. A lot of them haven't been able to train the way they normally would with all of the COVID restrictions that have been in place. But to be able to go and actually just compete and be there is an amazing thing. So, well, that's the long and short of it. 100 days until the Olympic Games.
Well, some normalcy creeping back.
I hope so. I hope it happens.
We hope.
Yeah.
Right, that's it for our trending topics. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll actually be talking about the JSC and, of course, all of those interviews taking place this week to fill vacancies at the various courts in the country. So stay with us. We'll talk more about all of that and developments around the judiciary.